Earlier in this video, I showed you the flank coming off the side of the beef. That big part that you might remember from earlier. It's a big lot of waste in that. There's one little bone in the bottom of it, and a lot of fat. But in the midst of it all, there's a flank steak. And we're in the process of finding that. It's right here, I know where it is, but you kind of got to define it a little bit. That's the bottom part of it, this is the top part of it. Just kind of reach your knife down here and cut to the end of it. And pull. And it comes loose. And most of this other part of it will go in the hamburger. And there's a big section here that's just nothing but a big piece of fat, and that'll just go in the barrel. And here comes the flank steak. It's got this covering on the outside. Yeah, when I was younger in the meat business, this flank steak was a cut that you just couldn't really get rid of. Nobody wanted it. But then there got to be an interest in Asian cooking and just the influence from all over the world, and it became a more valuable cut. And there it is. It's a real flavorful cut. And here's the flank steak from the other side. It was pulled off earlier, so it's had a time to sit out, and you can see on the one side that was sitting out, it's got more of a pronounced red color. And that's because the hemoglobin that's on the outside's come in contact with oxygen, and it's gotten brightened up. And that same thing will happen with these steaks after a few minutes, but when they first are cut, you can't see that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to get is this section I pulled off the front shoulder called the cross rib. And I'm going to take the bones out of that and get it ready to tie into a roast. I'm going to save the shank part of it for later. We're going to cut that because these people that are buying this or have bought this beef they're people that enjoy all the different types of cuts that come off of an animal like this, and the shank is one of them. Just cut through that joint there. And we'll set that foreshank off to be cut later. And here we've got a cross rib. Cross rib's got a lot of different things going on with it. It's a real nice, makes a real nice rolled roast. You can kind of square it up if you want, and you could cut steaks across here. On one side, it's got a little piece of the flat iron, which is a nice steak cut. It's got a piece of not very tough gristle that goes through the middle of it, but it doesn't look real good, so I pull that out. Get some of the fat out of the center. And I'm going to trim this. And we're going to make it into a rolled roast, but I'll wait a little bit later before I actually roll it because I've got some other roasts I want to fry, and I'll do that at the same time. So anyway, that's ready to roll. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up some shanks for braising purposes, and also some other soup bones and some short ribs. And this is the front shank that comes off the beef. There's also a shank that comes off the back leg. We'll deal with that later. And these are not something you want to deal with in the summertime, but come winter it'll be real nice to make a pot of soup with these. I'm also going to cut up some bones here that'll just be for just regular soup bones. Like I said, in the summertime people don't think about that, but a little later on they will. Looking for a soup bone, it's real nice to get a piece that's from a joint on a beef, because it you just end up with a lot more structure to the soup, a lot more of that gelatin out of that joint. And in just a minute I'm going to get you some more shanks, but this is to start. And what we've got next going over here is some short ribs. There's a lot of different ways to cut the short ribs. I just cut mine into strips about 2 inches wide. And then when you cook them, or before you cook them, you can divide them into individual pieces. Parts of the short rib are just not really meaty enough to use, and I'm just giving you the best part of them. But this right here, this section here, is that part that comes off the chuck. And that's where your best short ribs are. Yeah, I'll have some behind there. Now, if you wanted to, cut these short ribs real thin like that. And there's different names for those. They call them Korean ribs or Hawaiian style ribs. They're wonderful on the barbecue. But we're not doing that. We're just making these kind of a braising type short ribs. They're all pretty close to 2 inches thick. Thing about short ribs is there's never any shortage of fat in them. They're one of the more marbled cuts of beef. That's one of the things that makes them so tasty. They don't dry out as time goes on. As they cook, they just get better and better. Okay, we're going to pause and go on to another section here.